Hello, good day. My name is Jan David Mancenso from BSM CGD2B. In this video presentation, we will discuss the history of artificial intelligence, also the processes, and we compare the old and new AI in this generation. Let's go. By the way, this is our team. This is me, Jan David Mancenso, and also my teammates is King Lord Andre M. Sayo and George Binarao. First thing first is, what is AI? Artificial intelligence is a specialty within computer science that is concerned with creating systems that can replicate human intelligence and problem-solving abilities. They do this by taking a myriad of data, processing, and learning from their past in order to streamline and improve in the future. In the future, a normal computer program would need human interference in order to fix bugs and improve processes. Yes, AI is said to be a broad-up branch of computer science that involves creating machines that can learn, make decisions, and perform human-like tasks. Advanced AI machine can learn and grow on their own, independent of human intervention. The machine, of course, when we say machine, they are not the only that are seen in the factories. The machine, because what is around us. It will just give an example here. The cell phone or the gadgets or the ones you see in the Jollibee or McDo, they are is a big one screen, and that's where you order the food. Even the CCTV is an example of the machine. Okay, next is, what is machine learning? Machine learning is a field of study in artificial intelligence concerned with the development and study of statistical algorithm that can learn from data and generalize to unseen data and thus perform tasks within explicit introduction. Recently, artificial neural networks have been able to surpass many previous approaches in performance. Yes, the machine learning is a subfield of AI which broadly refers to a ability of a machine to imitate human action and behavior. Yes, for this time we will proceed in the history of artificial intelligence. The idea of artificial intelligence go back thousands of years to ancient philosophers considering questions of life and death. In ancient times, inventor made things called automatons, which were mechanical and moved independently of human intervention. The word automaton comes from Ancient Greek and means act of one's own will. One of the earliest record of the automaton comes from 400 BCE and refers to a mechanical pigeon created by a friend of philosopher Plato. Many years later, one of their most famous automatons was created by Leonardo da Vinci around the year 1495. Next is the groundwork for AI. In the early 1900s, there was a lot of media created that centered around the media of artificial humans, so much so the scientists of all sorts started asking the question, it is possible to create an artificial brain. Some of the creators made some version that we call robots. Even some are simple, some the robot same emotion and walk. In 1921, Captain K-Pick released a science fiction play. Name is Roswell Universe Robots, which introduced the idea of artificial people, which he named the robot. There was a first known as of the word cousin word send word of the Force robot saying robots made to the save their humans master awaken the rebels soon, killing all humans on Earth. In the final scene of the play, the robots show that they processes emotion like us, and the audience left wondering if they too will achieve the ability to reproduce. Second is in 1929, Japanese professor Makoto Nishimura built a first Japanese robot named Gaku Tensoku. Next is birth of AI. This range of time was when the interest in AI really came to a head. Alan Turing published his work Computer Machinery and Intelligence, which eventually became the Turing test, which experts use to measure computer intelligence. First is in 1950, Alan Turing published Computer Machinery and Intelligence, which proposed a test of machine intelligence called the imitation game. Alan Turing said here that, can machine think? Can machine think? It is said that machine cannot think intelligence like human. Second is in 1955, John McCarthy held a workshop of Dartmouth on artificial intelligence, which is the first use in the world and how it come into popular usage. John McCarthy was one of the most influential people in the field. He is now the father of artificial intelligence, because his fantastic work in computer science and AI. McCarthy coined the term artificial intelligence in the 1950s. Okay, next is the AI maturation. The time between when the phrase artificial intelligence was created and the 1980s was a period of both rapid growth and struggle for AI research. The late 1950s through the 1960s was the time of creation from programming language that are still in use to this day. The books and film that explore the idea of robots AI become a mainstream idea quickly. First is 1959. Arthur Samuel created the term machine learning when doing a speech about teaching machines to play chess better than the human who programmed them. Second is 1961. The first industrial robot Unimate started working with the assembly line at General Motors in New Jersey, thus with transporting the casing and welding parts of car, which was deemed too dangerous for human. Okay, next is AI boom. Most of the 1980s show a period of rapid growth and interest in AI. Now labeled as the AI boom, this came from both breakthrough in research and additional government funding to support the researcher. Deep learning techniques and the use of expert system become more popular, but both of which allow computers to learn from their mistake and make independent decision. First is in 1985, an autonomous drawing program known as Aaron is demonstrated at the AAAI conference. Second is 1986, Ernst Dickman and his team at Boundary Universe in Machen created and demonstrate the first driveless car or robot car. It could drive up to 55 mph on roads that didn't have other obstacle in human drivers. Okay, next is the AI winter. As the AAAI warned, an AI winter came. The terms describe a period of low consumer, public, and private interest in AI, which leads to decreased research funding, which in turn leads to few breakthrough. This AI winter came about because of some setback in the machine market and expert system, including the end of the 5th generation project, cutback in strength computing initiative, and a slowdown in the deployment to expert system. In 1988, a computer programmer named Rollo Carpenter invented the chatbot Jabberwocky, which he programmed to provide interesting and entertaining conversation to humans. Okay, next is AI agent. What is AI agent? Despite the lack of funding during the AI winter, the early 90s showed some impressive strides forward in AI research, including the introduction of the first AI system that could beat a reigning world champion chess player. This era also introduced AI into everyday life via inventions such as the first Roomba, the first commercially available speech recognition software on the Windows computer. First is the 1979 Deep Blue, developed by IBM, beat the world chess champion Garry Kasparov in highly published match, become the first program to beat a human chess champion. In 2000, Professor Cynthia Brazil developed the first robot that could simulate human emotion, which is face, which include eyes, eyebrows, ears, and mouth. It was called Kismet. In 2002, the first Roomba was released back then. In 2003, NASA landed 2 rovers onto Mars, Spirit and Opportunity, and they navigate the surface of the planet without human intervention. Next is 2011. Apple released Siri, the first popular virtual assistant. Also included in the AI agent is in 2006 the company Twitter, Facebook, and Netflix started utilizing AI as a part of their advertising and user experience algorithm. And last is in 2010, the Microsoft launched the Xbox 360 Kinect, the first gaming hardware designed to track our body motion and translate it into game directions. Okay, and the last is the artificial general intelligence, that bring us the most recent development in the AI of the present day. We've seen the search a common used AI tools such as virtual assistants, search engines, etc. This time period also popularized deep learning and big data. First is in 2016, Hanson Robotics created a humanoid robot called Sophia, who became the first robot citizen, and was the first robot created was a realistic human appearance and a ability to see the replicate emotion as well as communicate. In 2020, OpenAI started beta testing GPT-3 model, Jupyter model that used deep learning to create code, poetry, and other such language and writing tasks. While not the first of it is the first that created content almost indistinguishable from those created by humans. Thank you.
Thank you sa magandang discussion, Mr. John David Mancenso. Ako nga po pala si Ingrid Andre Ensayo at i-discuss ko sa inyo ang process at ang functions ng AI at ML. Simulan natin sa AI. What is required to build the AI system? Ano nga ba ang mga kailangan natin para makagawa ng isang AI system? May 8 tayong steps na ginagawa para makagawa tayo ng isang AI. Step 1, identifying the problem and defining goals. Siyempre, kailangan natin i-identify yung problema at ang goals natin. Ano ba ang problema at goals? Mahalaga ito para malaman natin kung sino o ano ba ang dapat natin, kung sino o ano ba yung target natin or target ng AI para magawa ng maayos yung AI. Step number 2, data collection and preparation. Sa step number 2, kailangan natin ng taas na dataset collection para maayos ang pagka-presentation ng AI na gagawin natin na para walang walang error or maging perfect ito. Step number 3, selection of tool and platforms. Kailangan din natin ito para maging maganda at maayos ang mailalagay nating tools at platforms para maging perfect ang paggawa ng AI natin para sa goals natin sa mga target.
Step number 4,
algorithm create or model sections. Kailangan din natin to gumawa ng mga sketch para mapagplanuhan ng maigi ang paggawa ng AI. Kung dapat bang may baguhin or kung ano bang dapat ilagay para sa target natin. Step number 5, training and algorithm or model. Dito, kailangan natin ito isagawa ng maigi. Kailangan isagawa ng maiging training ito para ma-improve pa ang ginagawa nating AI para pag sasabak na siya, tuloy-tuloy, hindi siya magiging problema. Step number 6, evaluation of the AI system. Kailangan din natin ito para para ma-evaluate yung mga dapat o mga dapat na tanggalin or mga error sa kanya or mga kailangan idagdag, ganon, kung may kulang pa para maging perfect ang isang AI. Deployment of your AI solutions. Dito sa step 7 natin, sa mga nagdaang step, dito natin gagawin ng mga solution natin para meron tayong madadagdag or kung may kulang pa ba at kung may problema pa ba yung AI natin na gagawin para mas gumanda yung AI. Monitoring and regular updates. Sa step na to, maintenance na lang kailangan natin dito. Ulitin natin yung ibang uulit tayo or back to step 1 tayo and pag ganun ulit pa step 7 para kunyari lagay na natin yung AI na salpak na natin na parang nalabas na yon, tapos i-updates na lang, kumbaga maintenance na lang siya, ganun. Pero, ulit pa rin tayo sa step 1. Ganun pa rin yung step. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, hanggang step 7. Tas, pag may error ulit, ayan, balik lang ulit hanggang sa maging maayos ng tuloy-tuloy yung AI natin. And, yun, ang paggawa ng AI. And, ang mga functions. Dumako naman tayo sa machine learning o tinatawag na ML. Comprehensive guide to building a machine learning model. Ito yung guide or ito yung step na pag-build or process ng process ng machine learning. At ito din yung mga function niya. Step 1, syempre, kailangan natin ng data collection of machine learning. Sa prosesong ito, ng data collection of machine learning, kailangan natin syempre, step 1, kailangan natin i-identify ang problema at unawain natin yung pag-aaral ng proyekto ng pag-aaral ng machine. Yung kung ano ba yung mga dapat kailangan, mga dapat kailangan para makagawa tayo ng machine. Step 2, preprocessing and preparing for your data. Ang preprocessing and preparing your data ay isang mahalagang phase to sa isang solong hakbang kung saan ang raw data ay nililinis upang maging handa para sa ating pagte-training at pag-testing ng isang model ng machine. Step 3, selecting the right machine learning model. Dito, mababasa naman natin na dito yung kailangan tama yung pagpili mo ng machine. Kung ganap ba siya na ito ay isang ganap na mahalagang papel sa pagbuo ng isang magandang model ng machine. Step 4, training your machine learning model. Dito sa phase na to, ito na yung pagbuo ng isang model ng machine. Kailangan ay mayroon lahat ng mga kailangang materyales upang sanayin yung model na ginagawa nyo ng machine para maging effective ito pag pinablish nyo na. Dito nyo na iti-training sa step 4. Dito nyo na iti-training yung ginagawa nyong machine. Sa step 5, evaluating model performance. Dito, titignan nyo na yung kapag nasanay nyo na yung isang model ng machine, ito na yung oras para masuri nyo yung performance ng isang machine na ginagawa ninyo. Kung maayos ba ito gumagalaw, kung may nagko-corrupt pa ba or may error pa ba or something. Dito sa step 5 nyo siya gagawin para kung may mali man, mababalikan nyo yun or magagawa nyo ulit kung ano yung mali. Step 6, tuning and optimizing your model. Habang sinasanay nyo yung mga model ng machine na ginagawa nyo, ito yung ginagawang hakbang para mas maayos pa yung model, mas maayos nyo pa yung model ng mas advanced pa or mas maganda pa dun sa nakaraang nagawa ng machine. Dito nyo i-tune, optimizing, tumutulong ito sa model upang ma-maximize yung kakayahan ng performance niya. Step 7, deploying the model and making predictions. Ito yung huling step natin na ito na yung isasama sa isang production environment, yung tapos na siya. Ang gagawin na lang natin ay para itong maibigay ng mga magbibigay na lang ng prediction kung ano ba yung mga kailangan or may mga nagkulang pa ba. Basta puro ganun sila puro ito dito magbibigay kayo ng mga predictions sa real-time new data. Parang mag-research ulit kayo, parang babalik kayo sa step 1 ulit, tas yun, and so on, para babalik kayo sa step 1 tas hanggang 7 ulit, tas pag magpipredict ulit kayo kung ano pa ba pwedeng ilagay, tas step 1 ulit, ganun lang. Ayun lang yung process, ikot-ikot lang doon, tas yung functions ng step by step nya. So ayun lang po, ako nga po pala ulit si King Lord Andre M. Sayo, at ang susunod po na mag-discuss o magre-report ay si George Binaraw.
Comparison of old and new AI. Unahin po natin ang the old AI or the old traditional machine learning. First, the old AI, manually engineered features. Traditional ML relied on human expert to identify and extract relevant pictures from data. Sabi dito, manually. Bakit sinabing manually? Dahil kailangan nito para siguraduhin tama ang magiging resulta ng mga data. Kailangan mo natindan yung data at piliin kung alin ang mahalaga. Parang may pili ng tamang peraso sa puzzle. Second, old AI has a limited scope. The approach was often constrained by the knowledge and biases of the human expert. Sabi dito, limited scope. Bakit? Dahil kung hindi nila alam ang isang bagay, baka hindi nila mapansin na mahalaga pala ito. Dahil ang pagpili ng mga expert ay based sa kanilang alam at nakikita lang. Kung ano lang yung alam nung AI. At kung ano lang nakikita ng mga expert. Lastly is yung slow and iterative. Sabi dito, the process of feature engineering was time-consuming and required constant refinement. From the word itself, slow and iterative, mabagal, at paulit-ulit ang proseso. Kaya maraming kailangan i-process dun sa data. Bakit? Dahil para siguradong tama, kailangan maraming beses na ulit-ulitin, maraming trial para maging tama yung data na pumapasok doon sa AI. Ayun ang old or the traditional machine learning. Next naman po tayo sa malalaman natin ang pagkaiba ng new at old. Next natin is new AI or the deep learning. First is the new AI as a automated feature extraction. Sabi dito, deep learning models can automatically learn and extract the most relevant features from raw data. Bakit sinabing ganon? Dahil sabi dito na kapag tinitignan ng mga AI ang larawan, alam nila agad kung anong mahalaga sa loob nito. Yung mga makabago, kumbaga titignan mo, i-scan mo na lang, makikita mo na. Walang kailangan sabihin, sila na mismo alam kung anong mahalaga. Sabi nakita ng larawan or sa sinabi mo na command dun sa AI. Pangalawa is yung scalable and adaptable. Ang new AI, deep learning excels at handling large-scale, complex dataset and can adapt to new challenges. Scalable. Sabing scalable, kahit gaano kalaki ang gawain o kahit gaano kahalaga ang update dito, kaya nilang gawing mas mabilis or ma-adapt agad nila. From the word itself, that adaptable, mabilis. Kumbaga hindi sila napapagod. Next, pangatlo, leveraging massive data. the deep learning or the new AI thrives on abundant data, using it to create highly accurate and robust model. Pag sinabing leveraging massive data, alam nila lahat ng impormasyon, kaya sila ay sobra talagang mabilis yung approach nila, matalino yung AI na sa panahon natin ngayon. Kagaya ng isang kaibigan mo na talagang alam lahat. Ngayon, bakit mas magaling ang mga robot or ang mga AI? Una, kasi sila ay agad na nakahanap ng mga mahalagang information. Alam natin yung AI yun. So ngayon, alam na natin yung pinakaiba ng old at new. Pero isa-summarize pa rin natin ito. Bali, ang old AI is the traditional machine learning ay kumbaga manually siya. Example, kung gusto nating turuan ng computer kung paano makilala ang mga larawan, kailangan natin sabihin sa computer kung ano ang itsura ng larawan. Ito ay maaaring magtagal ng maraming oras at pwedeng magkaroon ng mga pagkukulang dahil sa kulangan ng kaalaman ng tao. Tapos sa bagong AI naman, sa deep learning, kahit hindi na natin kailangan turuan yung computer, kumbaga automatic na kasi nga yung AI na. Ang deep learning ay kayang mag-aral ng mula sa mga datos ng automatically na siya. Halimbawa, gusto natin yung computer, gusto mong turuan yung computer kung paano makilala ang mga larawan. Pwede na natin ipakita lang sa kanya, kumbaga ipapa-scan. Katulad na lang ng Google Lens na automatically na mahanap mo kung ano ba yung hawak mo. Ayun yung pinagkaiba nila ng old tsaka new. Kumbaga yun yung ngayon talagang updated, upgraded. Ayun lang yung pinagkaiba ng old AI sa new AI.